Have you ever wondered why some people stay calm in situations that would stress most of us out? Why they seem to handle setbacks, criticism, or frustration without losing their composure? How they seem to have control no matter what happens to them? The answer might be surprising. It's not luck, personality, or circumstances that give them control. It's a choice, a decision to notice their reactions, guide their actions, and take responsibility for how they show up in every situation. They don't wait for life to change. They act intentionally in the moments they have. Most people go through their days feeling like they're being carried along by circumstances, decisions, events. Even their own actions seem to slip through their hands. And no matter what they do, it feels like life just keeps moving without them. They feel like nothing is really under their control. Traffic slows them down. A project at work gets delayed. Someone misunderstands them. Even their own emotions feel unpredictable. Everything seems to happen to them rather than because of them. Every day reinforces the sense that life is something that happens around them and they're just along for the ride. But what they fail to understand is that even in the worst life situations, there is one thing they have control over: themselves, their attention, their choices, their actions, and the way they respond to what happens. All of this belongs to them, no one else. Take a moment and picture this: waking up, scrolling through messages, rushing to work, and noticing that by the time the day ends, none of the things you wanted to get done actually happened. It feels familiar, doesn't it? That heaviness, that frustration, that sense that life is happening and you're just along for the ride. You might think, but my circumstances are overwhelming. That's true. But what if you shifted focus from what you can't control to what you can? Even small decisions matter. Choosing how to respond, taking one step toward your goal, or acting on what's important to you, each one strengthens your control over your life. For most of my life, I felt like a victim, trapped by circumstances I couldn't control. My mental health struggles, for example, were deeply tied to my childhood. Perhaps my parents were unconsciously projecting their own childhood traumas onto me, shaping how I saw myself and the world. I carried that weight for years, believing that life was happening to me rather than for me. But one day I came across something that shifted my whole perspective. I realised that once we take responsibility for ourselves, our emotions, our reactions, and our choices, there is nothing anyone can do to control how we feel. People cannot make us feel anything. We decide how to react. Every moment of our life is a decision, and that decision shapes the future that follows. When we start looking at the world this way, we gain a sense of freedom and confidence that no one else can give us. Taking responsibility doesn't mean blaming yourself for everything or feeling guilty. It means noticing where you have power and using it. Every choice you make, even small ones, matters. Choosing to act, speak, or think differently is how momentum builds. And yet, even when you know this, it's easy to fall into old patterns. That's where the victim mindset comes in. The part of you that convinces you circumstances are stronger than your choices. That life is happening to you rather than for you. The victim mindset shows up in small ways every day. It's the voice that says, "They made me angry," or "I had no choice but to react that way." It's the part of you that blames other people, circumstances, or your past for what's happening now, convincing you that life is happening to you rather than because of you. Think about the last time you felt stuck. Maybe it was an argument that left you frustrated, a deadline you missed, or a habit you couldn't break. Notice how much of that frustration came from expecting someone or something outside of you to change first. That's the mindset we're talking about. And the good news is, it can be changed. When you stay in the victim mindset, you hand over your power to circumstances. You wait for things to change instead of acting. Decisions get postponed, opportunities slip by, and even when a solution is right in front of you, it's easy to convince yourself it's not your responsibility to take it. Every moment spent blaming or waiting is a moment you could have used to shape your life, but noticing it is the first step to breaking free. Ask yourself, where am I feeling powerless right now? When did I last react automatically instead of choosing my response? What's one moment today where I could pause and act differently? How would your day change if you answered these questions honestly? Each small choice you notice and reflect on is a reminder that control is always within your reach. Every moment you ask yourself, what can I do right now? You strengthen your ability to act intentionally. Over time, these reflections become habits, and noticing your own power becomes natural, even when life feels overwhelming. Over time, these actions build a habit of ownership. You start to see that your life is shaped less by what happens to you and more by how you show up. Reflection helps too. At the end of each day, pause and ask, where did I act intentionally today? Where did I let circumstances or fear decide for me? What can I do differently tomorrow? This isn't about perfection. It's about noticing, learning, and choosing again consistently. Think about one area of your life that often triggers frustration, stress, or a sense of powerlessness. Maybe it's your work, your health, or a relationship. Ask yourself, what is one small action I can take right now in this area? That's it. One step. Notice it, commit to it, and see how taking even a small action shifts your momentum. The more you practice this, the more automatic it becomes. You stop feeling like a passenger in your own life. You start leading yourself. You start noticing opportunities instead of obstacles, solutions instead of complaints, and power instead of excuses. Remember this, every choice you make right now shapes the life you are creating. You don't need permission, and you don't need the perfect moment. The power is already in your hands. Take a moment and ask yourself, what is one action I can take today that shows I am in charge of my life? It can be small, one message, one task, one decision, but taking it will start a ripple effect. Each intentional step you take strengthens your confidence, your clarity, and your sense of control. Your life is not something that happens to you. It is something you are actively shaping with every decision. Start today. Start now. Notice your power, claim it, and move forward. The first step is yours to take. What will it be? Thank you for watching this video. The Life Compass guides you through the coaching process with a series of videos addressing your values, identity, purpose, and mind-shifting coaching questions. If you would like to see more videos like this, please subscribe to our channel